Cartoons, the animated frontier. These are the voyages of the Cellcast podcast. Its continuing mission to explore strange new cartoons, to seek out new animation styles and new creative storytelling methods, to boldly go where so few ever go again.
To another episode of the Cellcast Shorts. Joining me today is a man who, well, his relationship with his brother somewhat reminds me of the relationship between between Wayne and his brother Noel. Welcome, Jacob.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, Jim reminded me a lot of Noel, and the more I saw that, the more I kind of saw Wayne and you.
Oh. Okay. I don't know if to take a compliment of that or not.
Not exact. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
No.
Okay. Why, thank you. I'd like to introduce our co-host, a man who is just trying to get off the naughty list because he's been wrongly accused. Welcome, Drew.
And, of course, the way I'm going to do that is by hacking into the North Pole's tree farm.
Exactly.
Hopefully this one won't go up in smoke like the last one did.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. This is, of course, our last episode of the year.
Yes.
At least on the recordings. And we are going to touch on the second of the Prep and Landing shorts that originally aired on ABC a couple years ago. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into our spoiler-free section.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts, Jacob?
Oh, it's a coal of a time.
Oh, yeah.
It is a fun little short that, there again, like all the Christmas movies we've done throughout this year, throughout this COVID Christmas, I'm calling it.
Have a holly COVID Christmas.
Exactly. It's a very touching show. It's a very touching movie, or short, what have you. It should be a movie. Let's just say that.
At this point, I'd take them editing the shorts all together and put it on the big screen. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd work.
It would work.
It would work.
It would so work.
They might have to get creative, but it'd work.
Yeah, it would. Just the brotherly dynamic of Noel and Wayne, just the banter. If you have siblings or brothers, you totally get it.
Even if you don't have brothers, you totally get it.
Yeah, you do totally get it. If
As
you
an
don't.
only child, I have to say I kind of know what's going on here, even though I don't know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's got a really good message, and yeah, teamwork, baby. So yeah, that is my non-spoiler. What is yours?
This is just a fun little thing. I actually think this is better than the first one.
Okay.
Just because I feel like the story is better.
Agreed.
Mostly because it's not, I'm going to be selfish. Even though it kind of is. It's just such a fun little adventure. And it really feels like this one had some more money that it could spend, unlike the first one.
Yeah.
Which is why I so wish we'd gotten more, because more money into this would have been it look even better.
Agreed.
This is such a good, and it's just so much fun. Is the only way I know how to put it.
Agreed.
It's just a fun little short. That's all these things have to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And they teach a good message. So, yeah. That brings us to the end of our spoiler-free section.
Yes.
Join us on the other side of the bumper, and we will spoil this thing pretty good.
Yeah.
Ray, riff wrong. Okay. This broadcast is a part of Christian Reek Central Network. Rick rock wrong. Hey, Scoop, what are you doing, man? I don't know. I'm supposed to be reading an ad. All right, hold on. Give me it. Okay.
All right. This podcast is part of the Christian Geek Central Network at ChristianGeekCentral.com.
There you can find a collection of blogs and podcasts working together to bring you some of the best content on the web for Christian geeks, such as
The Retro Rewind Podcast. Join Francisco Ruiz, Paul, the Master Interrupter Powers, and a special guest every week as they discuss movies and video games from 15 or more years ago, rating them either classic, nostalgic, or tragic.
The following is a spoiler-filled review for Preppin' Landing 2, Naughty vs. Nice. Listener discretion is advised. Preppin' Landing, Naughty vs. Nice was written and directed by Kevin Dieters, who also did Olaf's Frozen Adventure, and Stevie Wormers, who wrote Tarzan. The music was by Michael Giacchino, who did Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and Incredibles 2, and, of course, all three of the Abrams-verse Star Trek movies. Mm-hmm. The cast includes, once again, Dave Foley as Wayne, who played Flick in A Bug's Life. Derek Richardson as Lanny, who played Harry in Dumb and Dumberer. Sarah Chalk as McGee, who played Dr. Elliot Reed in Scrubs. If you can't tell I didn't copy and paste some of this from the first one, you're not paying attention. Rob Riggle, who played Noel. He was Bella in Hotel Transylvania 2. Chris Parnell as Mr. Thistleton. He was Mr. Peabody in the Mr. Peabody and Sherman Show. William Morgan Shepherd played the big guy, a.k.a. Santa Claus, and he was Captain Witwicky in Transformers. Emily Allen Lind played Grace Goodwin, and she played Shirley Temple in J. Edgar.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hayes MacArthur played Thrasher, and he played a character named Ron, and She's Out of My League, which I still have no idea what that is. Phil Lamar plays Crumbles, and he played Samurai Jack in Samurai Jack.
Yes.
Chris Harrison played Gene the Salesman, and he was actually the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire from 2015 to 2019. Grace Potter played Carol, and she was the nurse in Prodigal Son.
Okay.
Kevin Dieters played Hop with Me Bunny, and he was Clyde in Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay.
Hop with Me Bunny was the purple bunny thing they fought.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what his name was.
Dorothy McKim played a miscellaneous elf, and she was the producer on Meet the Robinsons.
Okay.
Stevie Wormers also played a miscellaneous elf, the writer on Tarzan. And our only Kingdom Hearts connection is, once again, Phil Lamar, who played Crumbles in this, and he played Phoebus in Kingdom Hearts.
I got you. Phil Lamar is amazing.
Yes. So, we have any info and stuff?
All right. So, Preppin' Landing, you can currently watch it on the ABC app for free. And also, you can if you are a subscriber to Disney Plus, you can watch it there. Which is highly recommended. This needs a lot of love. People need to go watch it before they can make another one.
Exactly.
All right, so it was produced by, and I'm going to get this right, Walt Disney Animated Studios, Walt Disney Pictures, and distributed by Disney ABC Domestic Television. It originally aired on ABC Network and originally released November 5th, 2011. The special was released on DVD and Blu-ray, Preppin' Landing Total Tinsel Collection on November 6, 2012, together with Preppin' Landing Operation Santa Claus and Tiny's Big Adventure. This is interesting. The 3D version of the special was being screened in Muppets Vision 3D Theater at Disney California Adventure in Anaheim, California, which, as we all know, has closed.
California Adventure fully closed?
No.
It's just closed for COVID.
No.
Oh,
Muppet.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're rebuilding a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but...
Stuff might come back.
Yeah, but they closed the theater.
Well, who knows?
Yeah, hopefully they'll bring it back.
If it's like the one I saw when I went to Walt Disney World, it was good.
Yeah, it was. That's what I referred to. They closed it.
Yeah, and that's sad.
It is.
But that's because they moved all the Muppet stuff out of there to make room for Star Wars.
Yeah, they did.
Maybe Muppets will come back. It's just the problem with Muppets right now is everything they tried to bring it back into the forethought.
They didn't
almost doesn't understand what the Muppets is.
Yeah.
The Muppets, the movie from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
First one with what's his name? Anyway.
Yeah.
That actually had it.
Okay.
Muppets Most Wanted didn't. And
okay.
The Muppets on ABC didn't. And I hate to say Muppets Now really doesn't.
So you're saying basically it has lost the spirit of
It's like
Muppets.
they aren't sure
Okay.
what they want to be. It's like they don't understand. It would be so simple. Just remake the Muppet Show.
Okay.
Just go back to the formula from the Muppet Show. Get back to use of having... It's a variety show, so I guess it's not popular anymore, but...
Yeah.
It just seems like they're trying too much, and it's just not working too well. Anywho, getting into the summary of this short. The beginning of this special introduces the Coal Elf Brigade, a special unit of Christmas elves resembling coal miners that is responsible for delivering lumps of coal to naughty children. While seeming cruel to some, the brigade adds small encouraging notes to the lumps, such as, try harder next year, in an attempt to steer the children back to the nice list. With the big 2-5 fast approaching, Wayne and Landy must race to recover classified North Pole technology that's fallen into the hands of a hacker identified only as Jingle Smell 1337, as in Leet. Desperate to prevent Christmas from descending into chaos, Wayne seeks out, at the insistence of McGee, the foremost naughty kid expert to aid in the mission, a bombastic member of the Coal Elf Brigade, who also happens to be his estranged younger but larger brother, Noel. Reluctant to take the extroverted Noel along with him, Wayne relents, and Noel joins the Prep and Landing team on the mission. During the trip, Noel and Wayne reminisce about their childhood when they worked together far better than they do now. As the trio arrives at the hacker's house, Wayne sets off a booby trap, imperiling the entire team. Noel manages to defend himself. Wayne takes a particular beating from the trap's various mechanisms, and Lanny makes it into the hacker's room only to accidentally sparkle himself and end up being taken captive. The hacker then reveals herself to be Grace Goodwin, whose sole mission is to get herself off the naughty list, believing that she has been set up by her toddler brother, Gabriel, who has destroyed her favorite toy and ruined her chances to ask Santa for a new one by his crying. After a somewhat intoxicated Lanny suggests using the magic word to get the password for the device that will get her off the list, she does just that, using the word please as the password, since genuinely naughty kids never say please. At first, she appears successful in changing her status from naughty to nice, but the device malfunctions, threatening to place the entire planet on the naughty list, unless she and the team can pull off a risky operation to fix the problem. Meanwhile, Wayne is particularly bitter at being shown up by his younger brother, prompting a fight in the street in front of Grace's house in which Wayne wishes he never had a brother. Shocked at this statement, Noel, who always idolized Wayne growing up, asks Wayne to say that he didn't mean it, then throws what he had intended to give Wayne as a Christmas present at him. The gift, a toy sled that Wayne had wanted as a boy but was never able to get, prompts Wayne to reconcile with Noel and carry out the mission. Grace, watched the whole argument as it unfolds, learns a powerful lesson and a newfound appreciation for her younger brother. The next morning, the scene at the Goodwin house shows Gabriel giving Grace her new Christmas present, a replacement toy for the one he had destroyed a year prior. Meanwhile, back at the North Pole, Wayne and Noel both win the title of Elves of the Year for their efforts and cooperation, although the headline of the local paper misprints Wayne's name as Dwayne. So, before I get into my likes, I'm wondering if you perhaps caught an Easter egg in the background from a movie you might have just seen recently.
I don't know. Enlighten me.
In the scene where Grace is talking about how her brother caused her to have to leave Santa before getting to make her request,
Yes.
you'll note the two boys in the background. One is very obviously supposed to be Ralphie from A Christmas Story.
Yes.
And the other one is the weirdo kid who
oh my gosh,
really
yes.
likes the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my gosh.
I was watching that today because I didn't notice it when we watched it last year, and I thought that kind of looks like the weirdo kid. So I stopped it, rewind through. That's Ralphie. That is so awesome. That's not my like. I just wanted to point out that thing because I thought that's cool. They didn't have to do that. But yeah, my first like is the fact that this is such a much bigger story.
Yes, agreed.
We get to see more of the lore of this world gets drawn out. We get to see the coal miners, and they're obviously very much kind of a redneck side of the elves.
Rough and tumble,
yeah. Noel definitely has that redneck feel to him.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he gets along with Thrasher like old friends because they've probably been friends for forever.
Yeah.
But you get this idea of these two people who could not be any different from each other at this point, and they're brothers. And in fact, by the end of it, you believe it completely that these two guys are brothers because they think along the same lines. They do the sort of the same things.
Yeah.
Especially once they quit trying to show each other up.
True.
Because even Noel feels like he's trying to show up Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout the entire film up until he gives him the Christmas gift, which I'd like to know where he was storing that Christmas gift.
Yeah.
But, I don't care.
It's animation.
It's animation. I'll live with it. So, yeah, I just like how the much bigger universe we get with this one.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that, you look at the kid from the first one, he's just a curious kid who happened to be awake.
Yeah.
There was no reason to even give a flying banana about him. Other than he was a complication, much like anyone else. Grace, on the other hand, you don't even know it's a girl until she walks back in the room from what I'm assuming is the bathroom.
Yeah.
And she's wearing the Disney princess shirt.
She is.
To show that she's actually just a pure and gentle soul, according to the Walt Disney Corporation. And then she's just trying, and of course, her name is Grace.
Yeah.
Her brother's name is Gabriel. One is named after the gift God gives all of us as his children if we're Christians.
Yeah.
And the other is one of the head archangels.
Yes.
It's like, okay, Disney, did you think this through, or is this all coincidence? Because I honestly cannot tell with you people sometimes. But anyway. And of course, Goodwin.
Mm-hmm.
Could you get any more of a positive protagonist last name?
Goodwin, yeah.
Who are their enemies? The Badloos?
Good one.
I mean, if you got good wins, you gotta have bad loses.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just making this up. I bet they get coal all the time. I like the idea that the fact that the prep and landing team is there to prep for the big guy.
Yeah.
To get there. The coal team is like, yeah, Santa Claus isn't even going to visit you. Mm-hmm. We're just making the trip here. We're taking care of business. Santa Claus is busy.
Yeah.
You do not even rate being visited. And of course, when you realize why she's acting the way it doesn't really excuse what she's done. None of it excuses what she's done, but it's understandable.
Oh, yeah.
She feels like she's being ignored and is doing stuff to try and get her noticed.
Mm-hmm. And
the only thing that gets her noticed is getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I understand. I was never in that position.
Yeah.
But I understand what she's talking about, what she's feeling. So, yeah, I just like the much bigger and deeper story that this one has than the first one. Because the first one was just, I didn't get the promotion I wanted. And now I've got to deal with this rookie. I can't believe what they're going to put me through and how I'm going to ruin the chance for this kid to get Christmas. And I'm going to save the day at the last minute because that's the way these things go. This was like, no, we're trying to save the day. We're all trying to do this good thing. And everybody has to learn a lesson.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's almost like it's a good story.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like the first one.
Yeah.
But this is better. This
Agreed.
is so much better.
Agreed. Completely
so,
agreed.
yeah, that's my like, is the fact that this one is so much better than the first one.
All right.
What's your like?
My first is would be Grace's traps.
Has a very Home Alone feel to it.
Yes, it does. It does have a very Home Alone feel. The fact to be like she has set up sensors. She's like maybe 8 years old.
Mhm.
like 6 to 8 years old, like
Well,
incredibly.
She's figured out how to hack into the North Pole.
Yeah, clever little hacker.
Yes.
Just like be like you have like automatic sensors and detection sensors and booby traps and like the fact that like sitting up in the corner is a quasi Nerf gun. Oh, come on. What is that kind of Gatling gun?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." It's like it's
Well,
just
and the fact that the coal miners' sparkles
Mhm.
are these giant 8-barreled guns.
Yeah.
While prep and landings is these little grenades.
yeah, that'll
Look
knock
like
somebody out.
ornaments. It's like, yeah, I know which one's probably more effective.
Yeah, just a little bit. And the fact that Noel's his rocket launcher might say has
Yeah.
no effect against that little robot dog.
Well, it wasn't Noel that lost the thing in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's like, of course it doesn't have effect on the dog. It's not real. You guys probably made this a couple years ago.
Probably.
You don't know that that's a fake dog.
But
But I also do like how this one starts to mirror the beginning of the first one.
agreed.
Only for it to be different.
Yeah, to change our expectation.
Yeah.
So yes, I would definitely Grace's traps and her ingenious way of one getting the device, two and trapping and snaring the retrieval team, as we might be
Yes.
called. It's just so incredibly ingenious that it's just like, yeah, it's number one to me. So what's
Okay.
your number two?
Well, we're going down to dislikes.
Oh,
We're
yes.
doing one each, remember?
That's right. Never mind.
It's a short.
That's right. Never
yeah.
mind. Never mind. Go ahead.
You didn't just burn your like on something you didn't. It wasn't your
No.
best like, did you?
No,
Okay,
no.
good.
If it was, it was.
Yeah,
Whatever.
okay.
Whatever.
My dislike for this, I'm not sure if I have much of a dislike. I mean, I kind of wish Noel, being the brother who's obviously supposed to be looking up
Mm-hmm.
to his older brother, which is Wayne.
Yeah.
I kind of wish there was a little more more obvious in the beginning. Now, granted, having not been in that position in any way, shape, or form, I might be missing a few cues
Okay.
that should have given that away. But I kind of feel like it feels like they're just trying to show each other up. They're not really trying. There's nothing that really implies it's like, oh man, I get to go on a mission with my best bud. It's like, no man, I'm going to show you how this thing's done and all
Yeah.
this other stuff. I'm thinking, no, I don't. At the beginning of this, I don't even like you. I know that's part of it, but it's just, I look and go, no, you could be a better younger brother to give Wayne a chance to be a better older brother,
Yeah.
but you're antagonizing him. Now, granted, you can comment on this more than I can.
Okay.
Brothers do that to each other.
Oh yeah, that's
is
what
my
you do.
understanding.
You do all the time.
But at the same time, I just look at it and go, there is no clue that you two even liked each other before now, much less now, in any way, shape, or form. Maybe it's just how I'm looking at it.
Well,
But it just doesn't feel like it. Doesn't,
Okay.
At the beginning, it does not feel believable that they actually have brotherly love
yeah.
enough for Noel to feel that deeply hurt when Wayne says, "I wish I never had a brother."
Yeah. Well, the fact that like you do have in like sibling situations,
Yeah.
you do have
I mean,
a lot of
At the very least, you do get the story of Captain Avalanche and Snowball.
yes, that was good.
You
That
get
was so
that
good.
at least, but it's like, I don't know if you're telling the story as reminiscence, or it's like, can you believe me and my brother used to do stupid crap like this?
No, it was more like Noel is very. Noel is the type of brother that loves his older brother, just loves him to death. But it's more that Wayne is just he's always been envious of him.
Yeah.
Like you always steal the limelight, you steal everything from me because you're bigger, you're better than I am.
Yeah.
And it's it's that boiling point that Wayne has just had enough. It's like dude,
Well,
you have outshined me in every single moment. And
I didn't touch a sore spot, did I?
no.
Okay, good.
No, be like because there again, be like me and my brothers, be like we're all on the, like, intelligent wise, we're all, some are here, some are here. We're all kind of
Yeah,
like
all over the place.
Yeah, we're all over the place when it comes to everything. So it's not like I can understand a little bit of it, of like maybe the annoyance, or like definitely the relationship between me and my brother Jim. It's a lot of the, not in the same way, anyway.
Well,
There's a lot of the maybe annoyance in some ways.
I'll grant you that maybe a lot of my problem with it is I have nothing to be nostalgic about when I see this stuff happening. So maybe that's why I don't feel as connected, because I don't have that relationship myself to build off of.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I look at it and go, I can't really tell if you two even like each other.
Yeah.
Even deep down.
Yeah.
And because it's a 30-minute short, you get that 180-degree turn about halfway through it that just feels almost slightly unearned. But yet, we got to keep going, And really, the only one that feels unearned completely, I think, is Grace's kind of 180. Because, she realizes she needs to be the hero of her brother, for her brother. Always be the hero for him.
Yeah.
But all we really get is her story about why she's being naughty, and that just sounds like in the hands of a really naughty child, a genius naughty child, as she's presented to be up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
That just sounds like the story that one would make up to try and get on the elf's good side.
Possibly.
It's hard to tell. I know they got to try and make the kids seem, these are good kids, they're just trying, and they just got wrapped up in this bad part of it. I know they're trying to they're trying to let the kids be included and not feel like they're villains. But I'm still looking at it and going, I don't know if I believe you, because I don't know you. I've only heard you talk in the last 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And there's nothing here that makes me think you're not still a naughty child who's just trying to get her way. Even if... Anyway.
Yeah. Well, the fact to be like, when it comes to...
The fact that she jumps in and helps them at the end helps. But it does seem like it's a quick turnaround. When
it does come to be the sibling aspect, obviously Wayne and Noel do have a brotherly love towards each other. It's just the spite that Wayne has toward him, and obviously that is changed. That'd be like when we first meet Wayne, it'd be like Noel will be like, he's driving the sled in which Wayne was gonna buy. Yeah. And so there's this building tension with Wade that be like, you're always like getting everything I want. Yeah. Be like you're getting all of these things that I want, and you're just like la-di-da. Just you're always one step ahead of me in life. Mm-hmm. And he's resenting that. But when he realizes that Noel is just being very honest and being very sincere with giving him that obviously very expensive gift from their childhood, it just kind of makes Wayne realize, be like, hey, he's not trying to hurt me or try to
I get
beat me up.
I get that.
Yeah. So, and also the same way with Grace and Gabriel. Yeah. I think it's an older sister who is having, an existential moment with having a younger sibling now in the picture, because she gives him the exact years and time and moment he's been around. So there's I'm no longer the center of attention, and he is making my life more problematic. Mm-hmm. And so I can see why she would kind of lash out. She would be kind of the kind of a pseudo naughty kid. Yeah. But it's more lashing out because my little brother is now taking the limelight from me. So I'm trying to show off. I'm trying to get some light back to me because I feel like I'm being neglected.
Yeah.
So in that way, be like, I kind of feel sympathetic for her in a way because she's just trying to, because she was the only child for so long, and then her little brother shows up.
I understand that.
Yeah. So that's just, where I'm coming from with it.
Okay.
All right. So my dislike for this, do I even have a dislike for this one? I think because obviously the story is obviously behind Noel and Wade's relationship as brothers. Our poor little sidekick character literally is thrown to the sidekick.
Yeah. Lanny gets nothing in this.
Yeah, Lanny gets nothing except his little. Obviously, he's more of the comedy relief.
He gets knocked out and then is high the rest of the.
Yeah, exactly.
Short. It's like, poor Lanny.
Sprinkles. I do
McGee
like.
He doesn't even get as much time as
No.
he does, and that's even worse.
Yeah, I think it would just be like we don't get as much character from the other character from Lanny. We don't get it from McGee, but it's just obviously it's a brother story.
Yeah,
everybody else is kind of not sidelined, but more slightly muted in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say if we got more Lanny, if we got more a McGee or something like that, I think it would have been a much better. But then it would have detracted from the main heart of the story, where it's the brothers coming together, settling their differences with each other, which that's what brothers do. Be like, you just kind of be like, hey, there's a problem, you deal with it.
Yeah,
and you come together. That's what that's what me and my brothers did. You could ask any other siblings. You just kind of you work through it. So yeah, it was more of the other side characters kind of pushed to the not to the peripheral, but close to it, where they really weren't in the story that much. So yeah, it's just more. They could have focused a lot more on the other characters, but then that would have made it a much larger story, which that should have been it.
Exactly.
I'm not bitter. This is not at all.
You're not bitter at all.
No, I'm not. Come on, Disney.
All right, that brings us to the end of the short.
Yes.
What are you rating this thing?
I'm giving it a solid 8. It's just
Same here.
Amazing story, wonderful characters, great.
The only issue is it's too short, like the problem with the last one.
Yeah, exactly. It's way too short.
Yeah.
It's fun, enjoyable. Go watch it on Disney Plus. Go buy it. It is worth a watch. It's worth less than $20 you're going to get for it.
Oh yeah.
And you can get it on Disney Movie Club if you're a part of that. If not, you can sign up there. We're not being sponsored by this. It's just more, hey, go check them out. And plus, you can get some really interesting movies that come out of it.
Yeah.
Or you can just buy it on Amazon. We're not affiliated.
Or watch it on Disney Plus.
Or watch it on Disney Plus. Like for me, I'll probably go and buy it because it's worth a watch.
I already have it. So
okay. So yeah, that's
Prep and Landing, Naughty versus Nice.
Yes.
That actually finishes us up for this year of 2020.
Yes.
Join us in January of 2021 as we look at the Disney movies that might have been made on more of a budget.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Made by Disney's second animation studio that has gone by many, many names.
Yes, quite a bit.
But we mostly know it as Disney Toon Studios.
Yes.
So join us for that next year.
All right.
See y'all then.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Come, Jacob. We must prepare for next week.
Prepare for what, Drew?
The same thing we do every week, Jacob. Record a podcast.
Oh, boy.
So where can they find you, Jacob?
They can find me on Facebook at Jacob B. Heron and Jacob's Daily Art Corner, my personal art Facebook page. On Twitter at Jacob B. Heron. On Instagram at Jacob B. Heron. And on Letterboxd at Jacob Heron. Where can they find you, Drew?
You can find me on Facebook at Drew Dodgen. You can also find my Facebook page at Drew's Photo Bin, where I upload my photography. You can also follow me on Letterboxd at GGeorge759 and Twitter at GGeorge759. Where can they find us, Jacob?
You can also visit our website, thecellcast.com. cellcast.podbean.com, where you will find every episode we released and links to listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher. Our RSS feed, if we aren't in your favorite podcast app directory, please share, review, and subscribe to us there and share us with your friends.
You will also find a link to our Facebook group, the Double Feature Podcast Community, where we talk about both animated and live-action movies. We share this with our other podcasts, which we do with Jacob's brother Jim, at the Movie of the Week podcast, where we talk about live-action movies. You can also email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Also, please like our page on Facebook. We try to post about upcoming movies. If you comment on that movie's post before we record, we'll read your comments in the episode. And remember, every time we say the Cellcast, that is with a single L.